So we're about to do a hike in the Solstice Canyon, and so far what we know about this area is it's really close to the beach in Malibu, and the parking is free and there's restrooms. It's expecting a waterfall and some ruins.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you can hear the creek, but because there's been so much rain this year, you know, more rain probably than in more than 25 years, the waterfall should be pretty neat today. We'll see.
And speaking of rain, we're actually getting some sprinkles right now. And this is a dog-friendly trail, but pets must be on leash. Here's a lot of beautiful tall mustard. So up here we have some canyon sunflower, and then down here is what is called hummingbird sage. And there's also some tucked in around here. It's just starting to bloom. And we're just barely even on the trail yet, and we're seeing all these beautiful wildflowers. Probably rare to get to see the creek running. So we're starting out here on a paved trail. Don't know if this will change into a dirt trail or not, but beautiful wildflowers on both sides, and then we have the creek down here.
Yeah, quite beautiful.
Thanks to the rain we've been having. My sea gap is calling this one black sage. These yellow flowers with the black centers are California brittlebush. Beautiful tree. Okay, now we're making a right turn on the Solstice Canyon Trail. Listen to those birds. Oh, here's some carnation spurge. We saw this the other day on the Charmley hike. Loving the sound of this wildlife. So Blair just identified this with the little white flowers as green spot nightshade. And then it looks like there's some blue witch nightshade around here too. Hearing the water, the creek flowing down there, I'm kind of looking forward to the snow melts in the mountains. Just discovered some fiesta flowers. We saw those on the Griffith Park Trail the other day. And then some more carnation spurge. This is a beautiful trail, just really scenic and just something for all the senses. The smell of nature and the sound of the creek. Just the beauty everywhere. We have more nightshades here. And just everywhere with the carnation spurge and the canyon sunflowers. Just love hearing the birds sing and Just gosh, it's just so beautiful. I love these flowers. These are nasturtiums. You probably recognize those. The sea cap is calling the species a garden nasturtium. Wow, there's quite an abundance of those garden nasturtiums coming down the hillside here. Look at those, wow. Well, we finally have some dirt. We've been walking on pavement for quite a while, so now we're actually walking on some dirt. Look at the way the sun is hitting that rock up there.
Yeah.
Now we're back to some pavement, broken up pavement again. Here is a very upright green bark ceanothus. What were you reading about the nightshades?
But yeah, they're toxic to animals and humans.
Except for the culinary nightshades.
Yeah, the culinary nightshades, that's right, because you've got tomatoes and what else?
Eggplant and some peppers.
Okay, yeah. Thank goodness they're not toxic, because they're rather delicious.
We're approaching the ruins of a home called Tropical Terrace, or Robert's home, built in the 1950s, but burned in 1982. You see with the bamboo where it might have had a tropical garden here, and why it was called, where it got its name. But here are the steps that lead up there. You can see the ruins of what looked like a very nice large home.
We learned from the sign in front of the home that Fred and Florence Roberts moved from Missouri to California. They owned Roberts Public Market, a grocery chain. They hired renowned African-American architect Paul R. Williams to build their home. Due to the fire risk, Fred insisted that fire protection be incorporated into the design. Unfortunately, after Fred's death, the pumps and the pipes were not maintained, and the home was lost to fire in the Dayton Canyon Fire of 1982.
It looks like this was built to be dammed up, probably as a water supply for that house. Here's Robert's home ruins over here. And you can see the tropical garden. Looks like it was quite a nice spot to have a home. And it sounds like we might be, yeah, I can see in the distance we're approaching the waterfall. So, wow, really, really spectacular place to have had a home. So can you imagine having a waterfall in your backyard? That's pretty cool. Look at these little cascades right here. Just so beautiful with all these steps down. You can see the waterfall up at the top there. The trail gets a little more rugged here. A little more noisy. I've got a camera in one hand and my phone in the other. So a little challenging. Just lovely. So here you can see where they might have diverted some water from the creek to make a nice waterfall through here.
We've had so much rain.
Yeah.
This pond is actually full.
Yeah.
But you can see all the old plumbing for their diversion.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, down here too. Well, that was well worth it, right?
Beautiful time at the ranch. Now we'll head back to reality. I work later this afternoon.
It says smile. This area is being monitored. So we're heading back down the trail now, and Blair noticed this musk storksbill here on the side of the trail that we didn't see coming up. So this is another really great trail that we found this spring, and just I think the best time probably to hike these trails that we've seen lately in the Malibu area and the Santa Barbara area probably is probably March to May, because the weather's cooler. You're gonna have more greenery and probably some wildflowers. So this is a plant you really want to do everything you can do to avoid, especially if you're allergic. This is poison oak, and you notice there's leaves of 3, and sometimes they're shiny.
And they look a little bit like oak leaves.
Right. So you really want to avoid these, and they can grow taller too in the vine. So it's really sometimes super hard to avoid. So the best advice is
stay away. And then if you do get exposed to poison oak, take a shower as soon as you can and wash off really well. And be aware that the rash appears roughly 24 to 72 hours later. It's not an immediate contact rash. It goes through a delayed immunity response that takes 24 to 72 hours.
And I, for the longest time, never got a rash after being exposed, but in the last few years I did. So over time it can happen, but I think the best advice is stay on the trail. I walked right past this earlier. It's some deerweed. I think because it's getting a little past its bloom, it's not as noticeable. What's interesting about the deerweed is just a few more miles north of here in the Charmley wilderness, we saw a ton of it in Peak, where this one looks like it's getting past its bloom time. This is Mun's sage. Every limbo boy and girl all around the limbo world. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. I just noticed these small, tiny little yellow flowers called small Malibu. Not quite sure of that pronunciation. Here's some neat little yellow flowers. They're so cute. And they're called Bermuda buttercups. Look at that, so cute. Okay, that was a great hike up to the waterfalls on the
Solstice Canyon hike near Malibu.
And we would recommend
2.6
it.
miles round trip.
Yeah.
And a little under 400 of climbing. And especially if you go March through May, the flowers were spectacular. Just a gorgeous day. Huh,
And it looked like, it looked like there might have been some spurs off the trail too, that maybe you could make it a little bit longer.
Yeah, just a little bit here and there.
Yeah, really
It
nice.
was wonderful, really beautiful. Highly recommend.
Yeah.